how did MySOHO came into picture after that? And how did you keep this name MySOHO?
मतलब we were almost at the verge of shutting down.
From an idea, like idea conceive करना बहुत आसान है, नाम सोच लेना आसान है. सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम आता है इनिशियल पैसा कहाँ से आएगा, मेरी इनिशियल टीम क्या होगी, and will they understand everything or not, what I'm trying to build. So how did you figure that out?
Now we are a new brand. Nobody knows who is Tushar Mittal. Nobody knows who is MySOHO. Nobody knows what is a co-working. Where the landlords will invest in their property, or the bank will invest. Somebody is there to invest in the property. We are at a point that if we go to any town and we say that we want this space, there are many opportunities available for us.
For a space like this, or any startup, like what are the 3 or 4 core kind of team members they need so that they can build solid?
If you are unable to find a solution with a hire, you have to fire.
One mistake that you see most of the founders make while scaling.
You have to remove emotion out of people.
And what would you say to those people who say, okay, no, it's not about money, I'm building for passion?
Then it's a hobby. बहुत ही clear thought है. That if you are scaling a company, Mr. Tata ने कहा ना, if you have to walk alone, you will walk at certain distance. If you have to walk further, you need to have a team. So I was very clear that this company is to build to scale.
Why should they connect with you first of all? Like, where is the exact thing you can help them, and which is the best channel to connect with you?
Okay, the first thing is I'm a hair care expert. So, so my channel is 0 to X on Instagram, on YouTube. I reply in seconds.
Hi guys, welcome to episode 3 of the Successbrew Podcast season 2 powered by Zoho One. Today we have one amazing guest from Chandigarh who has been through a great corporate career in branding, marketing, started his own marketing agency a long time back, and then found a problem statement in the office spaces for tier 2 and tier 3 cities. And that's how MySOHO, the workspace company, was born in Chandigarh. Today, right now, we are sitting in the same very first space that they built and shooting this podcast. Today, we have Tushar Mittal, founder of MySOHO, with us, and he is also the host of the podcast 0 to X. And let's start this conversation today without wasting any time. So, welcome to Successbrew Podcast, Tushar.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you for having me.
It has been nice knowing you for 2 years now.
Thank you.
And it's great we are talking and recording this conversation today.
I'm looking
because
forward.
I'm going to ask you a lot more things that I've never asked.
Go ahead.
So let's start with your basic introduction. Where were you born, a bit of studies, and how you landed into your corporate career.
So I belong to a business family, but I was born in Calcutta.
Okay.
And my maternal side lives there.
Okay.
So I was born there. Uske baad, I did my primary education from Rajpura, then Agra, then Delhi, then eventually shifted base to Chandigarh.
Okay.
These cities I had to travel because my dad was setting up factories in leather footwear across these towns. And then we finally decided that Chandigarh is the calling town for us. It was close to our main hub, which was Rajpura, where our actually family and ancestors belong to. So Chandigarh became the obvious choice. So हम यहाँ पे 94 से हैं.
Okay.
So 94 means almost 31 years. So I would say I am from Chandigarh now.
You are from Chandigarh now. Okay. So after your 12th education, you chose science or commerce?
Commerce. Science was never my cup of tea. नहीं समझ आती थी.
Okay.
Maths and accounts समझ आता था. Physics फिर भी समझ आती थी. Chemistry बिल्कुल पल्ले नहीं पड़ी. Biology में इतना interest था भी नहीं.
Because chemistry, biology numbers नहीं होते.
हाँ, exactly. And given that I belong to a Punjabi Baniya family, so
Same here.
So it was by default, we were wired for numbers.
And do you know that I am also like moving from Faridabad to here is like coming back to the roots.
Oh, well.
Because my parents are from Punjab.
Acha.
Sangrur and Khanori and Jagraon.
Okay.
Basically. So this is like coming back home for me and living this life and seeing those villages going to cities now. Okay, great. And what was your first corporate move after your commerce education and college?
So I completed my BCom in 2003 from government college, Sector 11. I was doing my BCom and accounts honors. Uske baad, I worked for 6 months. 6 months I worked on a project of Aviva, which was EXL in Noida. So they had a project with them. I worked 6 months there. Then I came back to Chandigarh. I got an opportunity to work with Hutch.
Okay.
So 6 months I again worked with Hutch, and then I left. After leaving that, I went to Delhi. I did my master's in marketing and finance.
Okay.
And while I was in my third semester, I got a call again from the CEO of Hutch. I don't know why he called me. I was having dinner somewhere in Chandigarh, and I just got a call, and he said, Tushar, where are you? Like, I'm in Chandigarh, sir. Reach my office at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
I said, okay. So I had to cut down on my drinks. I knew कि जिस पर्पस के लिए मैं वो डिनर करने गया था, मैंने कहा वो नहीं होगा. I had to honor the man who had called me. So I had to be on time. So next morning, 8:45, I was in his office. And the meeting lasted a minute and a half. He said, Tushar, कल से तू join कर रहा है. ये तेरा offer letter है. ये तेरा role है. Welcome to marketing. So that was the first career move जो मैं कहूँगा, or official movement of me into marketing.
Okay.
So this was in 2005.
Okay. And then how long did you work with Hutch?
So Hutch ki journey has been extremely, I think it will be the most impactful and important, stage of my life in terms of learning, meeting new people. जो वहाँ पे friends मेरे बने थे वो आज हैं.
Okay.
जो मैंने सीखा वो उसी को मैं implement आज भी करता हूँ. जो मैंने वहाँ पे brand, network, how processes work, how large teams, work cohesively. My entire learning curve was not MBA, was Hutch.
Was Hutch.
So I worked there till 2010.
Okay.
और उस चीज़ों में मैंने 3 brand change देखे. When Hutch was in India, it had an orange logo. Then eventually they went for a brand creative upgrade and they went for a pink color. So it was another movement. It was a massive change that happened just after I joined. So that was November, December of 2005 when they turned from orange to pink. And in 2007, the company got acquired by Vodafone. And in September, I clearly remember the date, 21st of September, was an overnight shift from Hutch to Vodafone. And it was the biggest national campaign.
Yeah.
The entire Star network, all channels, चाहे वो channel V है, पता नहीं कितने channels थे Star के, for 24 hours they played only with Vodafone ads. The entire media was clearly, it was bought. Space was bought by Vodafone. That was, I think, the biggest marketing move in history of video ads on TVCs. So what 5 days, nearly 5 days before 21st, I probably never went home. I was given an additional charge of brand changeover for Northern India.
Okay.
So वहाँ पे again logistical planning, इतनी branding change होनी है, मतलब massive exercise was being done. So it was 99.99% of Hutch hoardings were removed overnight. Wow. And Vodafone was placed. Just imagine the quantum of exercise, the quantum of stationery, the quantum of boards, the digital presence, the entire language being changed, all happened overnight. And then the employee transitions from technical transitions to, there's a huge list which happened.
Everything where Hutch is written now, it should be Vodafone.
Yeah.
Every small document.
Yeah. Not just the logo, the entire ethos. बहुत चीजें change हुई हैं.
So you are saying that those 5 days were like entire brand strategy change, documentation, voice, tone, language, everything changed.
Just imagine the welcome message which goes to clients.
Yeah.
For so many things.
Yeah.
There are probably 1,000 welcome messages or 1,000 automatic responses. The IVRs, कितनी recordings होती हैं, everything changed overnight.
Wow.
Not so customer interface, client interface, subscriber interface, dealer network interface, your store interface, employee interface, everything. There was a checklist of probably 1,000 plus
How huge
things.
was this team doing it?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Obviously, there were brand के custodian कोई और थे. Brand is what people see. People means the internal employees, the external employees. Then there was technical teams, network teams, sales teams, and a lot of vendors. Massive change.
Wow. Okay, so you worked like 7 years with, almost around 7 years with Hutch. Then what was the
I'd
next?
say 6 years.
6-7 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
2010, I moved out of Hutch and I got a larger role, larger responsibility with a company called Datacom.
Okay.
But as soon as I joined Datacom got acquired by an Indian company called Videocon.
Okay.
So Videocon wanted to venture itself into mobile services. So I joined Videocon as the North India's product manager.
Okay.
There, I was there for a year, out of which 6 months I was on job, 6 months I was on bed rest. I met with an accident.
Oh.
And probably that was the period of time because the fun, the learning, the networking, everything what I was enjoying in Vodafone, I could not get that delight in Videocon. So that point of time I probably decided कि now may be the right time to start something of my own. शायद उस टाइम पे मेरे पास इतनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज भी नहीं थी, सो माई रिस्क टेकिंग एपेटाइट वॉज लार्जर. तो आई हैड अ वेरी क्लियर थॉट कि जितनी सैलरी बढ़ रही है उतना रिस्क टेकिंग एपेटाइट लोगों की कम होती है.
Yes.
तो मैं उस पिवट पे था कि मैं वो कर सकता था, तो मैंने किया.
Okay. And then you started with what?
Started with zero, nothing.
Okay.
I had no money. 6 months I was on bed rest, no salary.
Okay.
And जैसे ही I quit my job, I gave a 3 months notice. पर वो 3 months में उन्होंने मुझे 15 days में रिलीव कर दिया. So I had no income, nothing, bank balance was zero. And cherry on the top is in next 1 month I was married. So nothing to do, no
So
clear
you were like
agenda.
engaged before the accident?
No.
Oh.
Engagement was just 1 day before the wedding.
Okay.
So everything
So it was
happened.
an arranged marriage?
No, it wasn't an arranged marriage, but
Okay.
Everything just happened quickly.
Just happened quietly. Okay.
So I had no clue. I had no business. I had no family business where I wanted to had a fallback plan on. I was on my own. A friend of mine was running a printing press, and he said that why can't you offer marketing services to my clients? That is why I put the foot in the door. वहाँ पे I started reaching out to clients and we used to do a revenue share. So whatever I could earn, we used to split that 50-50.
Awesome.
So that revenue started coming in after a year and a half.
Yeah.
So that is where I started to rebuild myself. But again, the first nearly 2 years was struggling.
Yeah.
But I had no money to make my expenses meet.
So how did you manage it? Like it was family support or?
Nothing. No. I have not taken family. Family support तो हमेशा रहता है. In the sense, I lived with my parents, and obviously खाना पीना रहना.
हाँ, वो आपका take care हो जाता है.
What was being taken care of. But when you have challenges, you have to be frugal.
Yes.
So I cut down all my expenses. Very simple to say, I lowered any brand which I used to accept or use in a daily basis. I cut down on quantity, I cut down on quality, I cut down on travel. I got my expenses 1/10.
Okay.
So with that frugality, I started, landing back in place.
Okay. So a very simple start with a friend offering his clients where you can provide the marketing services. You started as a consultant and execution. And how long this like went after this?
So we worked from mid of 2011 together to end or early beginning of 2014.
Okay.
So
3-4
I'd say
years.
2.5 years.
Okay.
Upper limit 2.5, 30 months we worked together. Till then I started to feel that I want to work independently, because when you work in an umbrella, you have a limited, growth.
Yeah.
Why? Because I wanted to learn business myself. I was doing consulting, I was giving services, but I was not doing business.
Yeah.
I wanted to do business. Business has many aspects: managing finance, managing people,
Yes.
hiring, technicalities, how to manage cash flows, how to predict future of business. But these are the things which I wanted to learn on my own. So my firm, Five Waters, established in 2014.
Okay.
It's the company is still on,
Okay.
but that company was primarily a design and strategic impact agency.
Okay.
Again, working with a lot of clients in North India. That was again a zero for me, because when I built my company, I never approached the same clients.
Yeah.
It was unethical for me.
Yes, yes, it was amazing actually.
So I used to go to Delhi. Me and my wife used to travel to Delhi nearly 4 times a week and come back the same day, just to meet marketing and admin and operations teams of larger MNCs. So हम जाते थे उनके ऑफिस में, बैठते थे 6-6 घंटे बैठे हैं, वो हमें टाइम दे रहे हैं, फिर बोलते थे कल आ जाओ. सो बहुत बारी ऐसा हुआ है कि हम सुबह गए हैं, सुबह 4 बजे निकले हैं, 10 बजे गुड़गांव पहुँचे हैं, 6 बजे तक मीटिंग 1 हुई, 2 हुई, 0 हुई, वापस चंडीगढ़, 11 बजे वापस चंडीगढ़. अगले दिन कभी कभी ऐसा भी हुआ है कि मैं नेक्स्ट डे फिर दिल्ली गया हूँ, बट जस्ट टू कम बैक एंड स्टे इन चंडीगढ़. सो देयर हैव बीन ओकेशंस वेयर आई हैव ट्रैवल्ड 20 days in a month to Delhi and I was to drive down. तो ये 3-4 महीने 6 महीने मैंने किए. जब मेरा फर्स्ट ब्रेक मुझे मिला है क्लाइंट से, धीरे धीरे करके we started building the company.
Very nice. And how did MySOHO came into picture after that?
So MySOHO came as a problem statement when I was working with my original company Five Waters. तो मैं clients को pitch करता था. So clients का database बढ़ रहा है, clients के साथ meetings बढ़ रही हैं, and मेरे पास office नहीं था.
Okay.
बट बाई चांस जब मेरी कुछ सेविंग्स थी, कुछ मेरे पास ग्रेचुटी का पैसा आया, तो एक जितनी अकल थी उतने का एक 2 bedroom फ्लैट खरीद लिया था एज इन्वेस्टमेंट इन जीरकपुर.
Okay.
तो उसी को मैंने ऑफिस कन्वर्ट कर लिया. मेरी टीम भी वहीं बैठती थी, मेरा ऑफिस भी, एक बेडरूम में मेरा ऑफिस था, एक बेडरूम में मेरी टीम का ऑफिस था. सो यू नो हाउ वी जस्ट बिल्ड दैट कंपनी. लोगों ने गराज से शुरू किया, मैंने फ्लैट से शुरू किया.
हाँ.
तो आई यूज्ड टू फील not excited to host and pitch my clients in a society flat.
Yes.
So I used to call them to coffee shops or to any accessible hotel, उनकी lobbies में meeting. तो ये मैं सोचता था यार कि एक relevant office होना बहुत ज़रूरी है.
Yes.
Then I started looking for an office. चल ठीक है, I'm ready to pick up that expense. So I started looking out for offices, and there was a immense lack of infrastructure. तो इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया में एक मुझे दो कैबिन मिले जो मैंने यूज़ किए, बट वहाँ पे वॉशरूम्स, बोर्ड रूम, ऐसे बहुत सारे इश्यूज थे which were very concerning to me.
Clean corporate office space where everybody is like all the facilities are there are not available mostly in industrial areas.
Correct. And वैसे we were pampered by Hutch.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm working with a fantastic atmosphere.
Yes.
And very uplifting, very creative, very forward thinking. तो वो एटमॉस्फेयर में अपने ऑफिस और कल्चर में अपने ऑफिस में बिल्ड करना चाहता था, बट वो नहीं हो पाता था ऐसे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में. तो जहाँ मैं खुद नहीं जा सकता वॉशरूम, हाउ कैन आई यूज्ड टू फील शेमफुल दैट माय embarrassing moment for if my client asks that can I go to the washroom. तो वो बहुत अजीब लगता था कि यार हाउ टू रिफ्यूज कि द वॉशरूम्स विल बी वेरी अनकेप्ट, बिकॉज वो पब्लिक वॉशरूम थे. तो उसी बिल्डिंग में फैक्ट्री भी है, उसी बिल्डिंग में 6 और ऑफिसेज भी हैं, एंड नोबडी यूज्ड टू टेक रिस्पांसिबिलिटी. वहाँ से एक थॉट आया कि यार वी नीड टू बिल्ड ऑफिसेज, प्राइवेट ऑफिसेज जैसे, एंड जिसके अंदर शेयर्ड अमेनिटीज होंगी. वॉशरूम शुड बी क्लीन. आई शुड नॉट बी वरिंग अबाउट ऑपरेशंस. आई शुड नॉट बी वरिंग अबाउट सिक्योरिटी. किसी क्लाइंट के आने से पहले मुझे ये स्ट्रेस नहीं होना चाहिए कि यार मेरे पास ग्लास, चाय, कॉफ़ी, पानी, सफाई, ये सब हम लोग उसमें फंस जाते थे.
करेक्ट.
क्लाइंट के आने से पहले मैं और मेरी टीम सफाई में लग रहे हैं, कोई बर्तन साफ कर रहा है कि यार अगर क्लाइंट के ज़्यादा लोग आ गए, 6 ही कप हैं हमारे पास. तो दिस नॉनसेंस, ये रियल लाइफ प्रैक्टिकल
I am at the stage right now. After moving from here, so Gurgaon we had offices, like a lot of friends has offices, so we used to share office spaces, very good furnished. But after moving to Chandigarh, this is where I am running from a flat right now and looking for an office space, right? But then I have to manage all the distances. So one thing I hate the most about going to office is running early morning, having a breakfast in Hutch, and then spending an hour of travel. So I'm finding a location ki okay, entire team should not be wasting that 1.5 hours in travel only to and fro, right? Which is like 6-7 man hours wasted mostly, right? Okay, great. So and that's how you started with MySOHO.
Right. So MySOHO was a simple concept. कि plush environment, you will not need to worry about administrative and operative work for your office. You need to focus on business.
तो उस time पे this was like 2018-19?
No. So 19 we conceptualized, 2020 we opened.
Okay. And उस time पे यहाँ पे और कोई ऐसे co-working spaces नहीं थे? थे.
There were many co-working spaces. मैंने किसी में काम भी किया है.
Okay.
But we were very clear that हमें only private offices बनाने. जैसे open seats भी थी.
हाँ.
तो हमने वेरी क्लियर कि हमने प्राइवेट ऑफिसेस ही बनाने. हमारे ऑफिसेस लाइक आप एक सोसाइटी में जाओ एंड वहाँ पे सिंगल स्टूडियो अपार्टमेंट भी है, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom, पेंट हाउस,
सब कुछ है.
तो यू आर मिक्सिंग ऑल द टीजीज.
या.
तो वी वर वेरी क्लियर हम 3 and 4 bedroom में जाएंगे.
ठीक है.
तो हमने बनाया ही ऑफिस की 4 seat प्राइवेट ऑफिस, 6 seat प्राइवेट ऑफिस एंड अ बिल्ड टू सूट ऑफिस.
Got it.
तो हमने अपना डेफिनेशन ही रखा था कि अगर मैच्योर्ड ऑफिस टीम है तो वो MySOHO के पास ही आएगी.
So basically you build it for 5 water companies like you जिनके पास 5-6 लोगों की टीम है, they are doing good and they are looking for a great private space. तो उनको disturbance भी नहीं होगा बाहर की sound का and they can use the entire space also whenever they need.
Right.
Awesome, great. ठीक है. And how did you keep this name MySOHO?
So SOHO is basically small office, home office.
Okay, small office, home office.
So this was a concept and it just struck. MySOHO is like मेरा office type.
Okay.
So it was.
So you made it feel very personal to anybody who comes, right? Okay, great. Okay, so this was like the first part, right, where we understood your story, and the theme of this season is systems and scalability, right? So now we are going to go a little dive into the operational part, पैसा कहाँ से आता है and all, so that anybody looking forward to start a business like you, maybe into some other form of where the real estate is involved, they can get a brief idea of it, right? So like from an idea, like idea conceive करना बहुत आसान है, नाम सोच लेना आसान है. सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम आता है इनिशियल पैसा कहाँ से आएगा, मेरी इनिशियल टीम क्या होगी, and will they understand everything or not what I'm trying to build. So how did you figure that out? Like what was the initial capital investment, and this was the first space?
So yeah, जहाँ पे हम बैठे हैं आज ये पॉडकास्ट रूम है, ये पार्ट ऑफ द ओरिजिनल फर्स्ट MySOHO है.
Okay.
This was the first office space we had opened. Yes. So there, इसके ना let me break it down into multiple pieces. आप पहले हम MySOHO की बात करते हैं, फिर I can tell you about what people, I can recommend what people can do. So objective बहुत clear था कि MySOHO is not a passion work.
Okay.
Usually क्या होता है कि suppose मेरे को as 5 waters, मैं एक एजेंसी हूँ और मुझे कोई ऑफिस बनाना है, तो बहुत कंपनीज ये करती हैं कि एक ऑफिस लिया, अपना बना लिया और बाकी रेंट पे दे दिया.
हाँ.
उससे क्या होता है कि अपना वाला का आप ये सोचते हो कि मेरा एरिया फ्री में निकल आया.
हाँ.
सो वी नेवर बिल्ट MySOHO विद दैट इंटेंशन.
Okay.
मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑफिस स्पेसेस एंड मोस्ट ऑफ मेनी इंडस्ट्रीज या मोस्ट ऑफ मेनी स्टार्टअप्स आर फॉर्म्ड फॉर दैट.
Yes.
To solve your problem.
Yes.
We never built MySOHO to solve my problem.
Yeah.
We built MySOHO to solve tier 2 and tier 3 issues.
Got it.
So it was clearly built to scale. जब आप किसी कंपनी को स्केल करना चाहते हो in modern times, तो first thing is that formation of the company has to be in a diligent manner. So that was the first step. कि हमें अपनी कंपनी फॉर्म करनी है एंड उसको फॉर्म करने के जो जो लीगल स्टेप्स हैं वो रखने.
ठीक है.
देन द हाइजीन हैज टू बी मेंटेन्ड, राइट? इवेंचुअली व्हेन यू ग्रो एंड यू वांट टू स्केल एनीथिंग, यू वांट टू स्केल हैज टू बी ऑफ अ कंपनी व्हिच इज एन SOP-driven company.
Got it.
Your systems, your processes, everything has to be created.
Okay.
It can't be that आज मेरा मन क्या कर रहा है. इट शुड बी कि ये डिफाइन हो गया स्ट्रक्चर और ये प्रोसेस डिफाइन हो गया, ना एवरीबडी हैज टू फॉलो इट.
Got it.
अदरवाइज आप एक दुकान ही चला रहे हो
Correct.
जिसमें आप ही फाउंडर हो, आप ही शॉपकीपर हो और आप ही काउंटर बॉय हो और
Right.
आप ही सब कुछ हो, वो नहीं हो सकता.
Correct.
So the intention objective was very clear. My Soho has to
Scale.
be a top tier 2 brand.
ठीक है.
तो ये हमने फॉर्म किया. इसमें अब बात आती है कैपिटल की, राइट?
इससे पहले एक और चीज़ पूछूंगा. जैसे आपने बोला द प्रोसेस एंड SOPs आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर समवन लेट्स से हु इज कमिंग राइट आउट ऑफ कॉलेज. दे हैव नॉट सीन द कॉर्पोरेट करियर, सो उनको नहीं पता होता है कि SOP, चलो वर्ड भी पता होगा कि मुझे कुछ SOP बनाना है, बट व्हाट ऑल SOPs डू आई नीड. सो कुछ ऐसी जगह है कहीं पे वो इस चीज़ को पढ़ सकते हैं, समझ सकते हैं, सीख सकते हैं इसके बारे में?
इसको भी 2 पार्ट में ब्रेक करते हैं. द फर्स्ट थिंग इज दैट उनको SOPs के बारे में नहीं पता. क्या उनको ये नहीं पता कि SOPs कैसे बनते हैं, या उनको नहीं पता कि SOP होता ही क्या है?
हाँ, उनको यही नहीं पता कि SOP क्या होता है. लेट्स से
So my submission is that कि before you feel that you are ready for a startup, there are many things you need to go through the grind.
ओके.
तो अब तो 10 साल पहले, 5 साल पहले, और जो आज information on YouTube, on ChatGPT, on any AI platform is massive.
या
अगर आप एक ही दिन में diligently वो पढ़ लो, आपको पता चल जाएगा कि what are the critical aspects for starting.
ठीक है.
एंड हर इंडस्ट्री, हर बिजनेस, हर सेक्टर में आपको डिफरेंट SOPs चाहिए.
बिल्कुल.
रियल एस्टेट में डिफरेंट चाहिए. वी आर पार्ट ऑफ रियल एस्टेट एंड हॉस्पिटैलिटी, हमें डिफरेंट चाहिए. वी आर ऑपरेशंस हैवी, हमें डिफरेंट चाहिए. तो हर बिजनेस के SOPs डिफरेंट होंगे.
ठीक है.
बट SOPs होना, अगर आपने स्केल करना है तो 100%
इट इज़ अ नॉन नेगोशिएबल.
नॉन नेगोशिएबल.
Perfect. And now comes to the capital part. How do you bring in the initial capital?
So
And
capital, the first thing is when we build this company, it's a real estate company, hospitality company. Real estate mein there are expenses.
Yes.
To now we are a new brand. Nobody knows who is Tushar Mittal. Nobody knows who is MySOHO. Nobody knows what is a co-working. So we had to find a property, build a property, and then show the township
Exactly.
that we have a product which is suitable to your needs. So this property was nearly 4,500 square feet with a 2,000 rupee per square feet expense. The capital invested was 90 lakhs which was needed.
Okay.
So 25 lakhs I parked in from my bank balance, and a co-founder plus many angel investors which are basically friends and family. They had a belief that if Tushar is working in a project that we will want to take that risk.
Got it.
So nearly from 2 lakhs to 10 lakhs, a few people parked in money. We raised around 55 lakhs. And ये combine करके we invested that money in interiors.
Okay.
वो आज ये फिर कंपनी फॉर्म हुई, ये ऑफिस स्पेस क्रिएट हुआ. एंड दिस इज द ओनली ऑफिस स्पेस वेयर वी पार्क्ड इन आवर ओन कैपिटल.
Okay.
उसके बाद कोविड आया, मतलब वो अलग चैप्टर्स हैं. 2 साल हमें धक्के लगे, मतलब वी वर ऑलमोस्ट एट द वर्ज ऑफ शटिंग डाउन.
Okay.
वो
Oh,
सिर्फ
because it was all like
हाँ,
the physical properties were all shut down
shut down
anyway, so community space was not
and
available.
we was our expenses were still on.
Yeah.
तो हम कहाँ पे अपने प्लग इन करेंगे पैसा. However, after 2 years and after showing the success of this office and after showing the success of this concept, we started reaching out to landlords. और हमारा सिंपल था कि आपकी पूरी बिल्डिंग है, पूरी बिल्डिंग में से आपके 6 फ्लोर खाली पड़े हैं, आप एक फ्लोर पे हमारे नाम पे बैठ लो. क्या हुआ? आप ही का फ्लोर है, आप ही के पास रहेगा. अगर आप इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो इंटीरियर्स पे तो वो भी आप ही का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, आप ही के पास रहेगा. आप जितनी इन्वेस्टमेंट करोगे, आप डिप्रिसिएशन में भी आपको वो किक बैक वापस आ जाएगा.
Correct.
हम कुछ बिजनेस लाएंगे, उसमें आपको रिटर्न्स आ जाएंगी. एंड आप अगर हम आपके पास आ रहे हैं तो कभी भी एक क्लाइंट तो ला नहीं रहे. एक फ्लोर एक क्लाइंट के पास नहीं है, एक फ्लोर 20 क्लाइंट के पास है.
Correct.
2 छोड़ भी गए
हाँ.
तो भी आपका कभी रेंट जीरो नहीं होगा.
Correct.
ये कॉन्सेप्ट हमने ड्रिल किया. धीरे धीरे करके एक लैंडलॉर्ड एग्री हुआ, उसके बाद उसका प्लेस चला, फिर दूसरा रेडी हुआ. Today we are at a point that if we go to any town and we say that we want this space, there are many opportunities available for us where the landlords will invest in their properties, or the bank will invest. Somebody is there to invest in the property.
So you're saying the property belongs to someone else?
We are an operator.
You are an operator. So MySOHO is basically an operator who will
MySOHO is
take
an
care of the
operator.
marketing, selling the space, and we share the rent with the owners.
We do the brand building, selling, marketing,
Which means
and management.
all the reoccurring cost of land acquisition, construction is not yours.
No, we are an
Beautiful.
asset-light company.
You are an asset-light company, and I have never seen any co-working space building like that. So it's
Yeah.
kind of an Airbnb for co-working
Yeah,
spaces,
yeah.
right?
We don't own any
So
property.
somebody else is operating it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. And how many seats we have now total, and how many cities are there?
Now with the combined, so we got acquired
Hmm.
by India Accelerator, and with the combined force, we are currently sitting on 6,000 seats, and we'll be 10,000 seats by January,
Okay.
and we'll be 20,000 seats by next year.
Wow. And if you would like to share, like I think it was not publicly disclosed, what was the valuation where you got acquired?
Our valuation has never been disclosed for a certain reason, because our value depends upon multiple factors.
Okay.
A, it is strictly tied to the revenue which we have contributed to them, which is majority.
Hmm.
Second aspect to that is the number of seats we are adding to their ecosystem, because we as a founders have a lock-in
Correct.
to deliver 50 towns to them,
Okay.
and we are already in 18.
Okay.
So another 32 towns in the next 2 to 3 years. So when the combined value of this project delivers, then the valuation will come into picture.
Okay, got it. So the value is still into creation.
Yeah, we are
Okay.
still building the value,
Great.
because this was not a complete buyout acquisition.
Yeah.
This was a M&A.
Okay, it's a merger and acquisition.
Yes.
Okay.
So technically, एक certain value पे हमें उन company के shares मिल गए,
Hmm.
and that value is increasing.
Okay. So it is still increasing,
Still
and the
increasing.
actual exit will happen after 3 years.
3 years.
Okay, perfect. So Tushar, like, what were your initial hires when you built one space? So for a space like this or any startup, like what are the 3 or 4 core kind of team members they need so that they can build solid? How do
Depending on the product,
you? Okay.
because we were in office spaces, तो हमारा प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंट है. कोई टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनी बिल्ड कर रहा है, उसको सबसे पहले टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए टेक टीम में कोई ना कोई
Hmm.
लीडरशिप रोल पे चाहिए. वी वर बिल्डिंग ऑफिस स्पेसेस. ऑफिस स्पेसेस में देयर आर 3 थिंग्स
Hmm.
जो हमें इनिशियली चाहिए. वन इज व्हाट इज द कॉन्सेप्ट. सो व्हाट दैट कॉन्सेप्ट वाज वेरी क्लियर ऑन माय माइंड, एंड आर्किटेक्चरली आई कुड ड्रॉ इट.
Okay.
So we never needed that.
Okay.
Number 2 was operations. Operations में again I had knowledge, because I've worked in large corporates, and by default I feel I have that edge कि I understand operations. So we never needed that.
Okay.
The third thing is office space तो हमारा ready हो ही रहा था, but I wanted extra. I am good with brand and vision, but I am not hands-on with creative applications.
Okay.
So my first hire was a marketing guy,
Okay.
a digital marketing guy,
Okay.
because while the space is in construction, we needed to execute the entire brand language. So from designing how the brand will look, the look and feel, how people will perceive it, the communication, the campaigns, because we need to launch the campaigns just in time or just before the space gets launched.
Right.
So my first hire was a brand and digital marketing guy
Okay.
who built our website, built our communication language, built our entire outreach.
Okay.
He was my first hire.
Okay.
My second hire was sales. First, the entire जो हमारी 5 autos की team थी ना, so those guys as worked collaboratively on 5 autos projects also, and also did the entire admin work. Initial sales were done by me.
Okay.
So जो हमने marketing guy की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, he was instrumental as a digital marketer. He was also instrumental in lead generation. So I was the CRM, I was the telecaller,
Hmm.
I used to give the tours.
Okay.
So I was everything.
Okay.
I was finance, I was sales, I was admin, I was everything. So उसके बाद धीरे धीरे team started expanding. After 6 months, we hired in sales because daily sales में मैं involved होना भी नहीं चाहता था eventually. However, obviously आज भी मैं sales का on top of we can't ignore sales. That is the primary source of any.
Obviously, yes.
So we hired somebody for sales. आज तक we don't have anybody formally in HR.
Okay.
But now with IA we have.
Okay.
HR is still my personal. But I love to interact with people, and HR is the most challenging and my favorite part. I think I feel very excited to create a team.
Okay.
So yes, so first was marketing, second was sales, and then as we expanded, we had more and more people in admin.
Okay. So you love hiring, talking to people, training them, grooming them.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. That's one quality a leader needs.
Yeah.
Right? The team. If you build people, they'll build the business for you. Right? Cool. And like from one space, so can I consider that as my Soho, every space, every individual property is their own revenue generator and they can sustain themselves?
Yes.
Although it's one big company?
Yes.
Right. So which doesn't mean that money from this space has to go to that space investing
No.
and all?
Every space we ventured in, yes, we have made our mistakes in 1 or 2 properties.
Okay.
Out of 30 odd properties, we have made 1 or 2 mistakes, which we have learned from. And why not? We need to learn.
Yes.
The question, the problem in a founder is when he's not willing to learn.
Yeah.
We have taken those hits. We have realized we have unplugged right on time. So we have, but every property should become self-sustainable in the first 3 months.
Okay.
And should become profitable in the next in first 6 months. So this is our clear agenda.
Okay. And what did you kept a price for it? Let's say a 4 office space or a 6 office space. So if I have to compare this financial scalability from a perspective के इतना expense होता है and इतना हमारा revenue है, तो ये इतने time में scalable या profitable हो जाएगा एक individual property. Can you share some numbers?
I can give you a basic ROI terminology that any investor, which means the landlord, is able to recover his investment in 18 to 20 months.
18 to 20 months. And how much they are investing in the
Nearly 2,000 rupees a square feet.
Okay, so if it's like a 5,000 square feet property, they're
It's
investing
1
10
crore.
lakhs. 1 crore.
1 crore.
ठीक है. 1 crore in the entire construction and all everything.
Yeah, and he's recovering that through revenue share in 18 to 20 months.
And this is revenue share.
Yes.
So how much do you share with the owners?
50-50.
50-50. Amazing. So it's a like they recover this money and then they still own the property.
Yes, they own the
That
property.
is the appreciation they
still-
already have.
Absolutely.
Right, and because of this office space and the brand value, they also gain more value to the property.
And I've seen landlords getting their property appreciation happening, and some landlords have even flipped their properties at certain values
Right.
because the what you call the reap of rental is far higher than a regular conventional.
Correct. Awesome. And what all like from the technology perspective, all 18 spaces communicating with each other, or there is a centralized communication system? What all technologies did you need? Like, did you build any custom things, or you use normal softwares in technology side of things?
So this is where there are 2 things where founders need to control their emotions. Where I also did, but कहीं ना कहीं हमें फैलने का मन तो करता ही है. तो one is creative side. हम ब्रांड में बहुत पैसा खर्च कर देते हैं, वहाँ नहीं करना चाहिए.
Okay.
ठीक है, you build a brand but don't go overboard. The next thing is brand means marketing campaigns and ego satisfying. अगर आप पेपर में ad देना शुरू कर दो, तो you have to be very focused that where is your TG, how you can reach to them frugally.
Okay.
Second thing is HR. आप over excited करके there is a tendency to hire people at very high packages, and most probably वो failures आपके लिए पैदा होते हैं. तो if you are unable to find a solution with a hire, you have to fire.
Okay.
You have to show a way out. You're building a business.
Correct.
The number 3 is technology. That we have the tendency to get excited and start building a tech team and start investing in that money. There's no need. I'm talking about my industry.
Okay.
Everything is needed after a scale.
Yes.
So what we did was For technology, we had a third-party white-labeled app
Okay.
that was to bridge the communities, that was doing our invoicing, that was doing our reminders, that was also helping us in visitor management, that
Okay.
was also helping us in meeting room and boardroom bookings. इससे ज़्यादा टेक्नोलॉजी एज अ ऑफिस कंपनी हमें चाहिए भी नहीं थी.
So you used a third-party agency to build it for you?
It is a third-party white-labeled app.
Okay, it's a ready-made app. Just
So
you can white
subscription.
label to any space.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It was subscription-based service.
And I think today for any practical solution you can find something like this, which is white labeled,
Right.
And how much this cost you?
So this used to cost us per month. मुझे तो याद भी नहीं है.
Okay.
I
So
think
this was on a subscription, not
subscription
a one-time.
basis.
Okay.
Obviously, the rates were negotiated. The contracts were always signed for 1 or 3 years. ऐसे कुछ होता था. And मेरे हिसाब से उसका monthly expense 15,000 रुपए होगा.
Oh, that's nice. And it is managing all the properties,
Yes,
all the communications,
yes.
invoicing, reminders,
Right,
everything.
Right.
And I think उस time पे बहुत ज़्यादा WhatsApp reminders वगैरह ये सब prominent नहीं थे
Right,
initially.
right.
So that time you had this app. Everybody will sign up on this app.
Right.
All the customers,
Right.
and they get everything from this app.
Right.
So they get only on the app, or it was a email channel also. and
नहीं, उसी ऐप में आपने अगर अपना ईमेल डाला हुआ
ठीक है.
अब तो वो ऐप अपने व्हाट्सएप API से भी कनेक्ट हो जाता है. एंड वो अगर आपने अपना नंबर डाला है और आपका नंबर व्हाट्सएप पे है तो आपको रिमाइंडर्स उस पर भी आ जाएंगे.
वहाँ भी आ जाएंगे. ठीक है. So a frugal model, frugal with technology, you can have a third-party subscription-based white label apps. I think now I'm realizing a lot of clients that I'm working with. Right. Today also I was talking to a client who's into actually a D2C business, and she was talking about creating her own app. Like you don't need it. You are a D2C brand, you have Shopify, you deal with it, it's great, right? Custom app बना के, it is always a challenge. It is like creating is okay. Managing that app is a different task altogether.
True.
Then you have to have a tech team inside. An external party may not respond to you on time.
I have a very different opinion of D2C brand founders. Most of the founders only focus कि यार हमें पैसा रेस करना है क्योंकि मार्केटिंग पे एंड एडवर्टाइजिंग एंड स्पेस बाइंग पे स्पेंड करना है क्योंकि जितना एडवर्टाइज करेंगे उतना हमारा सामान बिकेगा.
You're right.
Initially, yes, I agree. But then you have to get into marketplaces also. You have to, your product has to be of that nature that people should reorder.
Yes.
And that traction should build.
Correct.
तो don't focus every time कि पैसा होगा तो ad चलाएंगे तो प्रोडक्ट बिकेगा. आप नेगेटिव में जाना शुरू कर देते हो.
Yes.
एंड दे बहुत लेटर उनको समझ आता है कि हमने पहले अनप्लग क्यों नहीं किया.
Yes. So this is a consistent fight, I think, in the ecosystem where a lot of people who are first-time founders, maybe not coming from business families like us, they always think कि पैसा होगा तो ही बनेगा.
ये एक mindset है.
And I think with my father who moved from Punjab after Blue Star operation, so they are like 6 brothers, 1 sister, and we were 8 kids, and my grandparents. They all took a 165 square yards home. And they started building from there. Today, cumulatively, they all do a 200 crore revenue. So I've seen that building in front of my eyes from 90s to this. There was no funding, there was no VCs. So they always used to buy properties, mortgage them, take a business loan. So उनके पास कोई option नहीं था. They have to pay that EMI every month from the profits. So they have built it like that consistently. And I think वो हमारे अंदर थोड़ा ingrained भी है. हमने देखा है उस चीज़ को. तो हम profit पे ज़्यादा focus रहते हैं.
Margins have to be there.
Margins has to be there first. Okay. So तुषार, एक और चीज़ है जो बिजनेस को स्केल नहीं होने देती है, which is the control, the founder's control, right? How do people let go of everything that they need to look into and see and learn to trust the team, because not every team member who will come will be able to produce immediate results, or maybe is not matching your frequency immediately. Sometimes it takes time. Right? So how do they work on that space? Like it's a personal development space for a founder. उस पे आप कैसे काम करते हो?
बहुत ही क्लियर थॉट है. That if you are scaling a company, वो जैसे वो मिस्टर टाटा ने कहा था ना, if you have to walk alone, you will walk at certain distance. If you have to walk further, you need to have a team. So I was very clear that this company is to build to scale.
Okay.
So I have 2 co-founders with me, and they all have different skill sets. There are 100 times in a day we will have disagreements, but then this is needed. मैं तो कहता हूँ जिस ऑफिस में डिसएग्रीमेंट और लड़ाई झगड़े हेल्दी लड़ाई झगड़े नहीं हो रहे ना, एंड एवरीबडी इज अ यस मैन, दैट कंपनी कैन नॉट ग्रो.
What is a healthy लड़ाई झगड़ा?
I want to do this because I'm looking in my perspective. मैं इस विजन से देख रहा हूँ. When you have two more people and they are giving a different perspective, then we know where we need to blend.
Correct.
Every decision we take in this company is very simple. Is the company vision and objective being met?
Okay.
It is some decisions can satisfy our ego.
Yeah.
बट क्या वो कंपनी ऑब्जेक्टिव मीट कर रहा है? अगर वो टिक होता है देन वी कम टू एन एग्रीमेंट. चाहे वो हायरिंग हो, फायरिंग हो, कुछ भी हो, एनी डिसीजन वी हैव टू टेक ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ द कंपनी, इफ द कंपनी ऑब्जेक्टिव इज बीइंग मेट, it is a go ahead.
So you have to disconnect yourself from the company first. It's a separate entity.
Yes.
And like a child or an entity which needs to sustain itself.
Yeah.
उसके बेनिफिट का है तो हम कर लेंगे, मुझे अच्छा लगे ना लगे फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
You have to remove emotion out of the equation.
बट ये भी एक डायलेमा है कि यू नो समटाइम वी से कि यार पैशन से बिल्ड करोगे, इमोशन से बिल्ड करोगे तो अच्छा होता है, एंड देन वी हैव टू डिस्कनेक्ट ऑल्सो.
लिसन, ये इक्विलिब्रियम एंड बैलेंस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. इट्स लाइक रेजिंग योर ओन चाइल्ड.
राइट.
ठीक है, पर आप उसको स्कूल भेजते हो ना, उस स्कूल में 4 चीज़ें सीख के आता है. आप उसको होम ट्यूटर भी कर रहे हैं, बहुत बच्चे,
Right.
बहुत लोग पेरेंट्स कर रहे हैं. बट देन हाउ विल यू हैव टू ट्रेन हिम फॉर द वर्ल्ड ऑल्सो. कल उसने अपना बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना है, अपनी कंपनी स्टार्ट करनी है और नौकरी करनी है, तो वो धक्के वहाँ लगेंगे. तो यू हैव टू डिसएंगेज.
करेक्ट.
So this is something which every founder has to learn. If you can't, divide your work and you're micromanaging everything, then you can't scale. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ founders में scale किया हुआ. हर industry, हर founder की capability different है.
Yes.
But these are my general views.
And this is also important to understand that मैं सिर्फ किसी और को देख के कि इस फाउंडर ने ऐसा किया है तो मैं भी ऐसा कर सकता हूँ. You have to understand your own personality. So if you have to give an advice on how do you understand your own personality, because sometime not everybody has been to corporate leadership roles, because I believe a lot of trainings, you go through a lot of trainings in these corporate roles and which helps you understand the personal side, the business side, the operational side. But there was someone like me who left first job at 23 and then there was no corporate training, there was no boss. So I've been on my own. I have been into multiple businesses. So there was one partner who stood with me for 7 years. And she was like an English teacher to me also, book recommending guide to me also, spiritual guide to me, everything. So 2019 when she left and she started something else, then I was like, first time I was on my own. After that, now till date, whenever there's a situation stuck, I go back to those learnings, come back and say, okay, अगर वो होती तो क्या बोलती. So I go back to those learnings and then I realize back कि okay ठीक है, it's a similar situation, I need to do this. And even my first mentor, my first boss, he was the ex-CEO of JBM Auto. So I was the guy who used to carry his bag also, drive with him, first student. So it was similar like you, like Vodafone CEO called and कि तेरे को कल से आना है. So it was a similar situation to me. And I think those are the learnings that I still carry a lot. But जो आज जेनजी है, दे आर लाइक ओके जॉब पे जाना ही नहीं है, आई कैन डू फ्रीलांस एंड आई कैन मेक माई ओन मनी, बट दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द स्ट्रक्चर, दे हैव नेवर बीन थ्रू अ पास्ट लर्निंग, राइट. सो उनके लिए इफ़ यू हैव टू लेट्स से रिकमेंड अ बुक और अ वीडियो सीरीज और अ यूट्यूब सीरीज दैट यू हैव सीन विच कैन हेल्प देम अंडरस्टैंड दैट वेयर यू विल गेट स्टक एंड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ अ लर्निंग्स यू नीड टू स्टार्ट अ बिजनेस.
आई थिंक मैं ना 2 चीज़ें रिकमेंड करूँगा. बहुत सिंपल बुक्स हैं. वन इज साइकोलॉजी ऑफ मनी. आप बिजनेस पैसे के लिए कर रहे हो ना, राइट. तो सबसे पहले यू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ मनी वर्क्स.
ओके.
वेरी सिंपल. फर्स्ट यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज मनी, हाउ, व्हाट इज द साइकोलॉजी यू नीड टू हैव बिहाइंड इन मेकिंग, देन सस्टेनिंग एंड देन बिल्डिंग योर वेल्थ.
ओके.
देन यू नो व्हाट इज योर एक्स. सो 0 to X इज अ चैनल विच आई रन ऑन यूट्यूब. मैं उसमें वही बातें करता हूँ कि बिल्डिंग वेल्थ, सस्टेनिंग वेल्थ एंड कीपिंग वेल्थ इज वेरी डिफरेंट.
राइट.
2 people कैन गेट सेम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी एंड वो 10 साल में बहुत डिफरेंट जर्नीज पे होंगे.
यस.
सो साइकोलॉजी ऑफ मनी वेरी क्रिटिकल. सेकेंड थिंग इज आप इसलिए बात करो कि आप बिजनेसेस बिल्ड करना चाहते हो. सेकेंड थिंग इज बिजनेस में कल्चर. उस कल्चर पे ना एक नेटफ्लिक्स की बुक है, नो रूल्स रूल.
ओके.
तो वो एक ये बुक मैं रिकमेंड करूँगा. These two books, and there are actually many books. अंकुर वारिको की बहुत सिंपल ट्रांसलेटेड बुक्स हैं, एंड एक अश्नीर ग्रोवर की भी बुक है. There are many founder books.
Yeah.
Sarthak Ahuja is writing some excellent stuff.
Yeah.
So these are excellent to read, very quick. You get a vision about finance, about startups, about founder's journey.
Right.
However, ये दोनों बुक साइकोलॉजी ऑफ मनी ये आपको लाइफ लॉन्ग याद रहेगी.
Okay.
ये एक बार आपको क्लियर हो जाए, then you know what to do with the money,
Okay.
how you create wealth and how you sustain wealth. And culture, हर कंपनी ना कल्चर पे खड़ी होती है. जब आप स्केल करते हो ना, वो कल्चर ही है जो स्केल कर रहा है. Because probably today as a CEO you have 200 employees.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't have time to even know the name of the 200th employee.
Yeah.
But आपकी कंपनी का जो कल्चर होगा ना, वो एम्प्लॉय आपका ब्रांड एम्बेसडर है कि नहीं है.
Correct.
वो आपसे शायद डायरेक्ट डीलिंग नहीं करता हो, वो आपका विजन ऑब्जेक्टिव नहीं समझ पाया हो, बट जो कल्चर वो एक्सपीरियंस करेगा ना, वो कैसे डेवलप करते हो.
Like how the company make the end person feel will go out and will build your brand also. So that culture is also your brand, right? It's a great
culture
part
is
of your
brand
branding.
because
exactly.
what people feel about you.
Yeah.
This is what a brand is.
And what would you say to those people who say, okay, no, it's not about money, I'm building for passion?
Then it's a hobby.
Okay.
Then it's a hobby. जब तक आप steam out नहीं होते ना, आप करो. And then don't look for external money also.
Right, exactly.
Because external money is not free money. It's probably more expensive than a bank loan.
Correct. Because they are giving you money to make more money. They are not giving it for your passion and hobbies, right? Cool. And what one mistake that you see most of the founders make while scaling? One mistake that they can avoid and scale fast?
मेरे को तो एक ही मिस्टेक दिखती है आजकल. Every student who is coming out of college is inclined to do a startup. And the first thing is that हमें funds raise करने हैं. Like funds क्यों raise करने हैं?
Okay.
Where is your idea? What is your plan? What is your vision? क्या चाहते क्या हो आप? वो इसीलिए नहीं स्टार्ट कर पा रहे हैं anything, and उनका एक ही लाइन है, funds नहीं मिल रहे. Why can't you do something where funds are not needed? There are hundreds of ideas.
Yes.
Hundreds or maybe lakhs of plans.
Correct.
Why do you want to, कि मैं कॉलेज तभी जाऊंगा अगर मेरे पास BMW होगी? क्यों?
Correct.
You can walk also.
Yeah.
You will get there. But why? Why today? Why do you want funds today? There are people who raise. There are people who don't raise. It doesn't matter.
Makes
A
sense.
startup is not equal to raising funds.
Startup is not equal to raising funds. We'll put this equation for sure, right? Because I also think like when I was like separated from my previous partners in 2019, the first thing I was like, कि okay मुझे क्या आता है? And I was very good at strategic planning, goal setting. I come from mechanical industry, तो वहाँ पे एक PPAP document बनता है, which is process planning, control and also 0 to X. X अगर decided है, then I can map a reverse plan and I can reach there. I started teaching this and I thought students will buy. But a lot of business owners, founders, MSME owners started buying that. We sold that one workshop in 34 countries and made good money during entire pandemic, right? So I think this is one thing. And then I accidentally got into marketing as an agency because people started reaching out because of content. And next stage, I am at a level where I have all the connections. I can build a project and raise funds also if needed again. But the greatest part I learned is how to make money without money.
Yeah,
right, that I have already learned. Like I can sustain my whole life like this also, not a problem at all. Until I really find something के okay इस पे मैं काम करना चाहता हूँ. Great. One piece of advice that you will give to your 25-year-old self.
Why didn't I read that book when I was 22?
The Psychology of Money. Okay. अपूर्वा इसको नोट कर लेना, हम भी पढ़ेंगे.
I read
मेरे
that
पास
book.
है. I have that book from almost I think 3 years. I have not read it.
I read that book when I was 37, 7 years back.
Okay, I'm 37. I'm 36.
Right time.
36, right time. And I think it's always a time that some time comes into your life and you grow from that.
Yeah.
सब कुछ इकट्ठा होके एक साथ grow करता है. Okay, last question. One business owner or founder you deeply admire for systems thinking or you follow?
I admire everyone who takes that step of, you know, challenging the status quo and moving out of their comfort zone.
Okay.
So I admire every individual जो अपना comfort zone से निकल के ना कुछ कर रहा है अपने आप and building himself, building on his own. So I will not name one person. I love every, मतलब I enjoy interacting and I have very deep respect जो आदमी उठ के अपने आप खड़े होके अपने processes बना के अपने vision को एक, you know, is giving that
Shape.
push.
Awesome. And if somebody is listening to you right now, how can they approach you if they need to connect with anything? Why should they connect with you first of all? Like, where is the exact thing you can help them, and which is the best channel to connect with you?
Okay, the first thing is I'm a hair care expert. So, so if you have any challenges in learning how to keep hair, reach out to me. Second thing is if you want an office space anywhere in India, reach out to me. Third thing is if you want to raise funds through our business, reach out to me. Fourth thing is if you want any kind of mentorship on how to build business, reach out to me. Fifth thing is if you want to be a guest on my podcast, reach out to me. Fifth thing is if you want to have a cup of coffee or a
Candid conversation.
or candid conversation over a glass of whiskey, reach out to me. So anything for any productive or anything where I can add value to your growth, reach out to me. My channel is 02x on Instagram, on YouTube. I reply in seconds because I'm free. not that free, but yeah, I try to be as responsive as possible. So I am accessible. I'm a very small fish in the pond, but I will do as best in guiding you in whatever knowledge I can.
How does it feel to be free at this age group?
No, I'm not free.
You are free means you have built something.
Yeah.
You are now part of a larger group.
Right.
So you don't have that exact responsibility that you took 2019.
Yeah. Yes. So the pressure to sustain life
Yeah.
is probably not there.
Yeah.
But the challenge to make companies grow is still what keeps me on my toes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Tushar. Thank you so much. I think these were lovely, lovely insights, and somebody will benefit.
I hope
and
so.
I always think even if one person takes this benefit, this time is very, very successful.
True. Absolutely. I agree
Right.
with you.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.